Morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Tuesday morning. Waking up a little wet today after we had some thunderstorms last night that rolled across the state. Had a number of severe thunderstorm watches across parts of central, western, and then even into eastern Nebraska and early this morning. I think for the most part, though, here in Lincoln and for much of southeastern Nebraska, we got some beneficial rain and have really avoided much of the severe weather, though there were some stronger storms that impacted parts of central and western Nebraska last night. I think quieter conditions, though, as we head into the day today, but we will see more chances for severe weather later this week. Looking, though, firstly at the observed precipitation, this is over the course of the last 24 hours. You can see clearly kind of where some of the stronger storms were, that line of storms that swept across parts of kind of north central, northeastern, and into southeastern parts of the state. Officially, O'Neill picking up the most rainfall, at least at the official reporting stations. They had about 1 2/3 inches of rainfall over the course of the last 24 hours. Norfolk, Columbus, Tacoma, as well as York, just over 1 inch of rainfall. Officially here at the Lincoln Airport, we picked up 76 hundredths, 96 hundredths in Nebraska City, 71 hundredths in Falls City, 45 hundredths in Beatrice, and a $1.17 in Hebron. So again, overall, some really beneficial moisture, and again, if we can get the moisture and kind of avoid seeing the severe weather, that's really the best way to potentially do it. And we kind of did that again yesterday. So still many areas, though, dealing with drought well short of where we need to be for the year. But at least starting off July, at least through the first week or so, on the right foot for many locations. In terms of Lincoln rainfall here in the metro area on the Tempest stations across town, again, you can clearly see kind of the northern, western, and southern portions of town saw the most rainfall. Northeastern parts of the metro still saw rain, but just not quite as much. Again, so sort of on the low end, around 1/2 inch, 2/3 of an inch kind of there in northeastern Nebraska. On the high end, parts of southern, southwestern, western Nebraska, seeing up to 1 inch to 1.5 inches of moisture here at the 1011 studios. Again, 40th and Vine, 62 hundredths on our Tempest weather station. So again, still some decent rainfall, absolutely needed. And again, we, for the most part, avoided seeing really any severe weather. I did see a few tree branches down in my neighborhood on the way to work this morning, so there were some gusty winds with some of those storms that moved through late last night. So if we look at the Lincoln Weather Almanac, again, these are the numbers from yesterday. Again, that rain obviously fell after midnight for the most part. So again, says zeros, obviously, though, 76 hundredths, though. So for the month, a little over 1 inch, which is, again, above average for the first through the first week of July. For the year, about 10.5 inches. So still, again, around 5 inches, 5.5 inches below normal for our liquid precipitation so far for the year. As far as the temperatures yesterday, really close to where we should be for early July, 91 and 66. I think the temperature may be just a touch cooler today, but again, still pretty close to where we should be for early July. So your weather headlines today: mostly sunny, quieter conditions today. Really not expecting much in the way of any showers or thunderstorms through the day today. Then we're going to be looking at some above average temperatures, certainly for Wednesday and Thursday. But then again, Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening is going to be our next best chance to see some showers and thunderstorms across parts of eastern Nebraska, including the threat for some severe weather as well. So that's kind of the next big day that we're watching in the Weather Center. As it looks like, again, Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, there will be the threat potentially for all hazards of severe weather. So again, we'll want to make sure we stay tuned to that. Low temperatures this morning, again, pretty close to where we should be. Again, upper 50s to low to mid 60s across the state. Temperatures here in the Lincoln Metro on the Tempest stations in the lower to middle 60s for low temperatures early this morning. And things out there this morning, again, pretty quiet. Still a little bit of lingering cloud cover out there, but overall, things pretty quiet, especially compared to what they were just a few hours ago. 68 right now at the Lincoln Airport, 67 here at the 1011 studios. Winds are light out of the north at around 5 miles an hour. Dew points a little bit lower than they were this time yesterday in the mid 60s. I do think those dew points will eventually, by later this afternoon, climb back into the upper 60s to around 70. So again, it will be warm and humid this afternoon. Temperatures on the Tempest stations across the Lincoln Metro are in the upper 60s for most locations. Temperatures across the state, it's upper 60s and low 70s. Right now, the warm spot is Chadron. They're at 73 degrees. It's 72 in Ainsworth and O'Neill, 71 for Valentine, Thedford, Lexington, Kearney, Grand Island, as well as Albion. 70 right now in Omaha. Those dew point numbers, again, again, a little bit lower right now than they were at this time yesterday. We'll say lower to middle 60s, but I do think those will kind of tick back up into the mid to upper 60s by this afternoon. Winds generally light, though, variable direction, but about 5 miles an hour or less. Wind shouldn't be too much of a deal as we head through the day today. Satellite radar picture, again, you can see some of the shower activity from very early this morning pushing out of southeastern Nebraska, still dealing with some lingering cloud cover across the state. If you look at the visible satellite imagery, again, you can see some of that lingering cloud cover across far eastern and southeastern Nebraska, but for the most part, across central and western Nebraska, we're looking at plenty of sunshine as we start our Tuesday. If we zoom back out, look at a regional view satellite and radar picture, again, you can see some shower and thunderstorm activity, again, that moved through our area. You could kind of see that push across parts of central Missouri early this morning. Now, again, just some lingering light shower and thunderstorm activity kind of there across parts of southern Missouri into northern Arkansas. But overall, right now, across the Midwest, things are pretty quiet. We zoom out, look at a national view. Overall, right now, for the most part, again, things are pretty quiet. If you look at the weather alerts, again, parts of the East Coast up into New England going to be dealing with some heat advisories as well as some flood watches in those areas because it could be warm and could be rainy. Have heat advisories across parts of Montana, also kind of down along parts of the Front Range. Extreme heat warnings across the desert southwest into parts of Arizona. And then we have some fire alerts there across parts of Utah and Nevada and up into the Pacific Northwest for some dry and breezy conditions in those areas. Here at home, though, again, really nothing for us to worry about, at least I think for the day today. No weather alerts currently in place for us and likely will not see any as we head through the day today. So if we check out Skycast, again, regional view, kind of broad brush picture here as we head through the day on Tuesday. Really not expecting much. We should be looking at mostly sunny skies as we head into this afternoon. There is an outside chance we might see a pop-up shower, maybe an isolated thunderstorm later this afternoon in extreme southeastern Nebraska, but I think most areas likely stay dry as we head through the balance of the day today, and then as we head overnight tonight and into Wednesday morning, should be looking at mostly clear skies. Our in-house model, again, tries to pop up a few isolated showers and thunderstorms in far southeastern Nebraska into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, so we will watch out for that chance. I think here in Lincoln, that chance is probably pretty small. I think our in-house model might be overdoing it just a little bit Wednesday afternoon. There also will be the chance for maybe a few isolated stronger storms across parts of western Nebraska, including in the Sandhills as we head into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, but that severe threat should stay off to our west. And then as we head Wednesday night into Thursday, again, in-house model tries to maybe dive some activity into parts of eastern Nebraska into Thursday morning. That's something we'll kind of keep an eye on, but the best chance, really our next best chance for maybe some more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity will come Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. Surface trough, upper level energy kind of moving through the area, expecting, again, hot, humid conditions. So, again, a lot of the ingredients for severe weather will at least kind of be in the area. So, Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, could see those showers and thunderstorms kind of first develop in central Nebraska before pushing east into eastern parts of the state. And, again, initially, we could see maybe all hazards being possible, large hail, damaging winds, maybe a few isolated tornadoes, before eventually we see that threat transition to more of a wind and hail threat, I think, as we head into Thursday evening. So something to watch for Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening for central and eastern parts of the state. If we look at the precipitation potential over the next several days, see if I can get the file to load here. It struggled this morning. We'll see if it pops on here in just a second. But that precip potential, I don't think it's going to do it. So we might just skip the precip potential for today. And then my computer's locked up, so we'll see if it decides to cooperate here. The computer must think it's still Monday, because it just completely locked up. Oh, come on now. Okay, and my program completely crashed. So let's see if we can punch it back up here. We'll at least look at the visible satellite imagery while we're trying to get that pulled back up here. Okay. Program's pulled back up. Things are loading. We're moving in the right direction here. We're getting close. See if it pops in here in just a second. Looking at the severe weather outlook for the day today. Ugh. There we go. Apologize for the technical difficulties there. Excuse me, but at least the severe weather outlook for the day today, again, not expecting any severe storms necessarily for central or eastern Nebraska, western third of the state. We do have a marginal risk for severe weather, so again, can't rule out an isolated strong to severe storm in those areas. Large hail, damaging winds would likely be the primary threats if we see some of those storms develop along the high plains across parts of eastern Wyoming and into western Nebraska into the day tomorrow. That severe threat shifts a little bit further to the east, kind of central and western parts of the state. Hills, southwestern Nebraska, areas North Platte, McCook, Imperial, up towards O'Neill, Ainsworth, Valentine. Again, large hail, damaging winds would likely be our primary threats for the day tomorrow. So again, isolated severe storms can't be ruled out. But then Thursday's the day, again, we'll watch for maybe more widespread activity, and that would be across much of central and eastern sections of the state where we have that slight risk for severe weather. So again, that's 2 out of 5 on the severe weather threat scale. So again, some scattered strong to severe thunderstorms will be possible. And again, like I said, I think initially at least all hazards would be possible before we'd likely see primarily a wind and hail threat to go along with some areas of heavy rain Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening, Thursday night. So that will be really, again, the next big day that we're watching for the threat for maybe more widespread severe weather across the 10-11 coverage area. So again, back zooming in, Skycast, statewide view through the day today. Again, a few clouds this morning giving way to basically sunny skies across the state as we head through this afternoon. Can't rule out a pop-up shower, isolated thunderstorm here in southeastern Nebraska. Most of us likely staying dry, though. And then in the far west, could see an isolated strong to severe storm late this evening. But overall, I think pretty quiet for most of us. Quiet then tonight into Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. I think, again, initially mostly sunny skies. But then maybe an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm possible for kind of central into western Nebraska, the Sandhills. And then our in-house model, again, continues to pump out cluster of stronger storms in far southeastern Nebraska. We'll have to watch out for that. Again, keep a close eye on that threat potentially as we head into the day tomorrow. But by Wednesday evening, 10 o'clock, I think most of the state looking at dry conditions. But then as we head into Thursday, that upper level trough begins to move into the area. And that's when we'll see our next chance for isolated to scattered strong to severe thunderstorms across much of the state of Nebraska and much of the 10-11 coverage area. Again, hail and wind would probably be our primary threat, heavy rain, but can't rule out a few isolated tornadoes Thursday afternoon afternoon into Thursday evening as well. So keep an eye on Thursday for that next really good chance for more widespread severe weather. High temperatures today, again, pretty close to normal across the state. We'll go mid to upper 80s to right around 90 for much of the 10-11 coverage area, a little bit hotter even in the far west and southwest. Low temperatures tonight falling back into the middle 60s for most locations, and then high temperatures tomorrow take a little bit of a step forward. Generally low to mid 90s across much of the 10-11 coverage area, but we're looking at the potential for some triple-digit heat for parts of the Panhandle into southwestern Nebraska. So again, folks like McCook, Imperial, Ogallala, Sidney, Scottsbluff, Alliance, Chadron, again, temperatures upper 90s, lower triple digits Wednesday afternoon. And again, it will be humid as well, so those feels like temperatures, especially into the afternoon, could be into the upper 90s and maybe into the lower triple digits for us here in central and eastern Nebraska. Low temperatures then into Thursday morning. We're looking at mid upper 60s to low 70s. Thursday afternoon staying hot, not quite as hot in the west, but we'll go mid to upper 80s to low to mid 90s, kind of from north to south across the state. Friday morning, we'll start to see things cool back a little bit. It's upper 50s to upper 60s for lows to start the day Friday, but then Friday afternoon, it's mid 70s to mid 80s for temperatures across the state behind that departing cold front. So again, maybe not quite as humid, a little bit cooler for us in terms of those high temperatures Friday, and then Saturday morning a little bit cooler as well. Again, cooling up and hopefully drying up that maybe we can open the windows Friday night into Saturday morning. Low 50s to low 60s for temperatures, and then to start the weekend, it looks pretty pleasant with temperatures generally in the lower to middle 80s across the state for the day on Saturday. So again, looks like it could be a really, really nice day on Saturday for us. So again, that 7-day forecast here in Lincoln, upper 80s today, but then low to mid 90s Wednesday, Thursday, mid 80s Friday, Saturday, then back to the low 90s Sunday, Monday. So all in all, pretty close to where we should be, which again, normal high temperatures for us here in Lincoln this time of year in the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. So we're pretty close to that mark over the next 7 days. Dry today, small chance I think Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. Best chance is going to be Thursday into Friday, and then some small chances as we head into the upcoming weekend and into early next week. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state again. Generally speaking, we're pretty close to average, at least for the next week. Looks like maybe some cooler than normal conditions could head our way late in the 10-day forecast period. We're looking at middle to end of the week next week, where we could see some upper 70s, low 80s for high temperatures. That's still a long ways off, though, so take that with a big grain of salt. Dew points, again, look like they should be, again, fairly summer-like for us over the course of the next week to 10 days. Keep an eye on Saturday, again, behind that front. Again, it looks like Saturday could be a pretty nice day with some slightly lower dew points, cooler temperatures, but then those dew points tick right back up as we head Sunday into early next week. And then those precip chances, again, today, it's generally dry, but then, again, Wednesday, especially in far southeastern Nebraska, I think there'll be a chance. Thursday, Friday, I think, is when we see a more widespread chance across the state. And then some low-end chances for moisture as we head into the weekend and early next week. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. This takes us July 15th through July 21st, tending to favor warmer than average conditions across much of the region, especially the northern plains areas to our west and areas to our east. And then also for most of the state, let's call it about two-thirds of the state, favoring wetter than normal conditions during that time frame for us as well. But again, at least today, things look like they should be generally pretty quiet. But Thursday, again, into Friday, we're going to watch for potential more rounds of strong to severe thunderstorms across the area. So hopefully, again, I don't have any more technical issues as we head through the day today, but appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. Sorry for those technical issues there for just a moment. Appreciate everyone. Keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online for all of the latest. And until next time, I hope everyone has a nice Tuesday.